Let's practice using order of operations to solve a really difficult problem that includes negative numbers. In the last video, we talked about what are order of operations and how we can think of them as a set of conventions for how we can agree to all do math the same way. It tells us what order we are going to compute a multi-step problem in. We also talked about why it's really important, because if we don't all agree to do something in the same order, we're going to get completely different answers. All right, so let's look at this difficult multi-step problem that includes negative numbers. We're going to use PEMDAS, order of operations, to go step by step to find the final value. So it says 5 minus negative 6 times 4 plus negative 3. So if I'm thinking about, okay, which part am I going to solve first? Well, I see subtraction, I see multiplication, and I see addition. I also see parentheses. The thing is, though, that these parentheses, there's no operation inside the parentheses, where it's not like negative 6 times 2 inside the parentheses. Those parentheses right there, since there's no operation, they're just telling me, oh yeah, this is a negative symbol. So sometimes you'll have to distinguish and say, oh, that parentheses, that's just telling me that that's negative 6 instead of like minus 6, subtract 6. All right, so we don't have any parentheses. I don't see any exponents. I do, though, see multiplication. I see a multiplication symbol right here, which is telling me to do negative 6 times 4. So exactly that is going to be my very first step. Let me circle that so I know what I'm solving first. I'm going to multiply negative 6 times 4. Negative 6 times 4. Well, I know 6 times 4 is 24, and we know that negative times positive makes a negative. So this equals negative 24. All right, I've got negative 24. That's my first step. Now, did I do anything with 5 minus yet? No, I didn't touch that. So I'm just going to rewrite it right below. Now, did I add negative 3 yet? Nope, I didn't do those. So I'm going to rewrite it exactly the same. I didn't solve anything with that, so it stays right there. All right, now I'm on to my next step. Thinking about the operations that I see now I see subtraction still, and I see addition still. Okay, so what comes first? Well, in PEMDAS, A comes before S. So should I add before I subtract? Should I do negative 24 plus negative 3? Or should I do 5 minus negative 24? What's important is that adding and subtracting are actually the same step. We're just going to do whatever comes first when we read left to right. So if I start over on the left side and I'm reading towards the right, what comes first? Subtraction or addition? Subtraction over here. So this tells me I'm actually going to focus right here, and my next step is going to be to solve what is 5 minus negative 24. 5 minus negative 24. Oh gosh, I hate subtracting a negative. My mind does not do well thinking about taking away a negative. No, so remember we talked about, okay, 5 instead of minus a negative, I can add the opposite. So it's actually the same as 5 plus positive 24. 5 plus 24 is 29. Okay, did I do anything with the plus negative 3 yet? No, so I'm just going to leave that the same, rewrite it down here. And look at that, I've only got one operation left. My last operation is adding. So all I've got to do is 29 plus negative 3. 29 plus negative 3, that equals 26. By going step by step by step, I was able to figure out that the full value of this is 26. I'm going to recommend whenever you do a really complicated problem like this, go step by step and rewrite it each time so you keep track of what you've solved and what you still need to solve next according to PEMDAS. Pay attention to what you know about adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing negatives, and don't let those silly little mistakes of which way you're going, positive or negative direction, mess you up. But use what you know and you'll do great following PEMDAS.